Hello, welcome back to Krista's Joyful Journey. Today we're going to be talking in the kitchen because while we talk about my last 2 weeks again, I am going to be making spaghetti squash lasagna. I will put the link to this recipe down in the description box below, but I've got my spaghetti squash that I'm going to chop open and we're going to chat and cook together. Sort of. We're going to see how this goes. I know the lighting isn't as great in here. The window is over here, but I have you resting on my cupboards. So I love spaghetti squash. It's something that I've discovered a couple years ago, and I'm not a huge squash person in general. Like growing up, I never liked zucchini. I still don't like butternut squash. I don't like a lot of things with pumpkin. So I just have never been a squash person, so I avoided, and I never really knew even about spaghetti squash. But then a couple years ago on, a health journey at some point, I discovered it and I tried it and I love it. And now I very rarely ever eat pasta, but I do make spaghetti squash quite often. So I'm gonna cut this open, and if you look at recipes for spaghetti squash, it tells you to bake it in the oven for 30 to 40 minutes, and I don't have time for all that business, so I cook mine in the microwave for 10 to 12 minutes. This is a smaller one, so I'll probably do 10 minutes and check it. Sometimes I do overcook it and then it's not really spaghetti, it's more just like smushy. So I'm gonna try for 10 minutes and see how that goes. But I would love to know if you have cooked with spaghetti squash before. What are some of your favorite things to do with spaghetti squash? But for now, I'm gonna chop it open, clean out the insides, and get it in the microwave, and then I'll be back. Okay, while the spaghetti squash is in the microwave, I have put together some things that are not on the recipe at all. On the stovetop, I have browned up some mild Italian sausage and onion and garlic. That's all mixing together, and I'm gonna add the sauce to that. So when I put it all together, instead of just putting marinara sauce, which is what's in the recipe, my sauce will also have onion and garlic and meat in it. And now I'm doctoring up the ricotta. I'm not using quite as much as they call for, but I'm adding egg and Parmesan and cheese to the ricotta like I would for a regular lasagna. So I'm gonna do that now while the spaghetti squash is still trucking away in the microwave. I should say that I didn't really measure. I just dumped in some Parmesan. Sorry, my microwave's beeping. I just dumped in some Parmesan, 1 egg, and some Italian seasoning and mixed it all up, and now it is looking delish. So I just took my spaghetti squash out of the microwave, and I can tell it's done because it feels nice and soft all the way around. It's kind of how I gauge. I don't know that that's professional or anything, but I'm gonna let that cool for a minute while I keep working on the sauce. But while I'm waiting for the sauce, let's talk about my win from the last 2 weeks. And I am going back to the workout win because today I completed week 8 of my workout program that I've been doing. It is a 13-week program, so I am I'm a week more than halfway done, and today completes stage 2, which built upon stage 1, and I have not missed a day. Even when I was gone last week for a cousin's wedding in New York, I brought my computer and workout clothes with me, and I did it at my mom's house, modified because I didn't bring weights with me, so I had to modify a little bit, but I still completed those days while I was gone, and I have not missed a single day. I'm so incredibly proud of that. No matter how bad my eating has been in September, August was much better with eating than September, but my win is that I have not missed a day with my workout program, and I'm still loving it, and I'm still motivated to keep going. So yay for that. That is most definitely a win. Now I'm gonna go add sauce to my sauce. right, I've got all the elements. I have my spaghetti squash taken out of the squash. I've got my ricotta cheese filling. I have my hot sauce. Oh, does that look good or what? I forgot to tell you I added spinach to it as well, because why not add more veggies? Since I added the unhealthy Italian sausage, I thought I'd counterbalance that with a little bit of more spinach. And then I have my Parmesan and mozzarella for the topping. Now we're just gonna layer. We're gonna put spaghetti squash down first, and then sauce. Nope, and then ricotta, and then sauce. Yeah, spaghetti squash, cheese, sauce, spaghetti squash, cheese, sauce, cheese on top, throw it in the oven. I'm using my square baking stone for this because I feel like I don't have enough spaghetti squash for a whole glass pan. So we're gonna use this. I'm gonna layer it, and while I'm layering, I'm going to tell you, I'm gonna tell you about my challenge from the last 2 weeks. For me, I feel like sometimes I'm gonna be like a broken record because my challenge for the last week has been food, as always. Why is food such an issue? Because it tastes good. I haven't gotten to the point where I'm eating to fuel my body. I'm still eating because I like how things taste. And I don't know that there's anything particularly wrong with that. This pan might be too big too. Kind of spreading it out with a fork. We'll see. But yeah, I have not been doing the greatest with food choices. But making things like this, that is relatively healthy and will give me meals for, I'm spreading out the ricotta now, half of it. This will give me meals for lunches in the upcoming week. Jordan will have some too. So for a few days anyway, I can put half of it in the freezer so that I can have it for later. That's always a good option as well. Oh, I like how this spreads better than on pasta because I don't care if it gets mixed up in the noodles a little bit. Yum. Oh my word, it looks so good. I love cheese. Okay. But yeah, food choices are just always a struggle. I would love to know from you, if you meal plan and prep ahead, how do you do that? Like what works for you? I think I'm gonna do a little series where I start talking to some people and almost like interview style of people who have figured out a system that works for them when it comes to meal planning and prep, like if they prepare ahead. Because that's an area I would love to grow in. And I feel like talking to other people who have figured it out for themselves would be super helpful for me. And if it's helpful for me, I'm sure it would be helpful for some of you as well. So I think I'm gonna start talking to people. I've already actually connected with one person who said that they do meal plan and prep, and I can't wait to talk to them about it. So if you know people, or if you are somebody, let me know, because that's definitely an area I would like to grow in. I think it's gonna be kind of a trial and error, like see what works and what doesn't, and figure it out. Okay, I'm putting on the second layer of spaghetti squash. I'm sorry I'm not really showing you this part, but I'll show it to you once it's done. It's just layering, just like lasagna, just layering the noodles, the squash noodles, ultimately. The healthy noodles, spread them out good over that sauce, which smells so good, by the way. I'm glad I added the onions and garlic to it because yum. Okay, spread those out. Add the rest of this yummy cheese. Add it in clumps and spread it. I just put the spaghetti squash into the oven and now I have to wait 30 minutes. So I am going to just chat with you about goals and motivation, the two more areas that we need to talk about. In my workout videos is where I get most of my little motivational thoughts because he's so motivational, Amwala, the guy who is the trainer, the coach, the leader of the program. And this week and during one of my workouts, he brought up something that I have thought about before, and it's that our culture is such a microwave culture. We expect and want results really quickly for just about everything that we do. But being on a journey towards health or weight loss or any of these goals that we're reaching for, most of the time they're slow cooker, they're slow cooker goals. And I need to remember that I can't make huge changes in my body and in my mindset and in my lifestyle in 2 or 3 days. Like it's gonna be, I'm in it for the long haul. Hopefully you're in it for the long haul too. And so I have to be okay if the scale doesn't move as fast as I want it to, or if my pants don't fit better like I thought they would by now, or whatever these goals are that we're reaching for. We have to remember that sometimes it might take a while to get there. We are not into microwaving our health goals. Like I'm in it for the long haul. I want it to be lasting. And so I have to remember that quick results are not always the best results. Now, I know I did do a 3-day refresh and got some quick results, and that is always motivating and great, but that is not a lifestyle. I cannot eat how I ate during that 3 days for the rest of my life. Like it's just not gonna happen. Are things like that great for a little boost or to cleanse yourself or whatever it is? That's totally fine. But when it comes to achieving my why and reaching for those reasons that we're on this journey in the first place, we have to be okay with slower progress. And I have to remind myself of that all the time. So it was good to get that reminder this week in my workout. And finally, my goal for the week coming up is to actually make the recipes that I planned ahead. I didn't actually write them down, but I got ingredients to make 3 healthy meals. This spaghetti squash lasagna is one of them. Egg roll in a bowl is another one of them. And shrimp zucchini, like 1-pan bake is, not bake, but 1-pan garlic shrimp zucchini is the third one. And I have all of the ingredients to make those 3 meals. My plan is to make them and to use those as leftovers and healthy meals throughout the week. If I can do that, maybe next week I'll have 4 meals that I plan out ahead. So I have 3 healthy meals that I planned for and shopped for, and I have all the ingredients. My goal is to make them. I did start using MyFitnessPal. My goal was by the end of September to be tracking my food. I haven't been super consistent with it, but I did not renew my account, but I got back into my account that I had used a long time ago, and I've been tracking a little bit. So slow progress being made on that goal, but I would love to hear from you. What are some of your goals, challenges, wins, motivations that you've experienced over the last couple weeks? I would love to chat with you down in the comments down below. I will show you what my lasagna looks like at the end, just in case you're wondering. But thank you so much for hanging out with me again today and talking about healthy stuff. I love chatting with you. As always, the link to our Facebook group is down below as well. If you would like additional accountability and check-ins and motivation, feel free to click on that link and come join us over on the Facebook group. And I will be talking with you in another video very soon. Bye.
Delicious. My question is she have dishes that will grab our attention? Wow, this is how to create some late master chef.
Here we go. The moment of truth. It might be too hot to eat yet. It's been sitting there for a while, but let's see. It's delicious. Definitely glad I added the sausage and onion and garlic. I can taste those. Oh my word, that's so good. One more bite. Yum. The recipe's in the description. It's delicious. Let me know what you think if you try it.